What's good, man? It's your boy Juicy J, man. Shout out to Virtual Homework Podcast.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Virtual I can't do that. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Virtual Homework Podcast. This is Sam.
This is Dana. This is like the third intro we've done. This is the best of the three.
Yeah, I guess, because like the other two, I was like insane. Like, you ever hear someone that's like obviously on cocaine try to like talk to you, and it's like I'm very uncomfortable. It was basically that, except I wasn't obviously on cocaine.
Sam's been trying like the influencer thing. You know, he's been doing like TikTok dances and stuff.
I've been clickbaiting the shit out of YouTubers, and it's somehow working. But welcome back to the Virtual Homework Podcast. This is a 0.5 episode after the rampant success of our past couple.
See, we call it a 0.5, but it's like coming out the same. Like, we should just call it like a regular episode.
Fuck you, okay? Because we want each episode to be a game. We want episode 100 to be our 100th game, even though we played Psychonauts twice, so it's actually our 99th game, okay? There's scenarios at play.
People don't need to know that.
I just want to say, speaking of video games, we had a Rez episode last week. Still thinking about Rez. Great game.
Yep.
Actually, I've been thinking about Rez to the point where I've been playing more Rez Infinity. And what I could say is that, like, I beaten the game on Rez Infinity, but I have not gotten 95% or higher shot down rate.
Yeah.
I've gotten everything except for the last level, because the last level is actually kind of hard to do. And I'm going to get there. I'm going to actually try to like 100% achievement this game, because I actually legitimately enjoy it. But I do want to just note, I think I was a little bit too easy on Rez Infinite in our actual Rez review. I think that playing Rez Infinite, the charm is nearly totally lost versus the original game. Like, I legitimately think...
we literally made a point to say that. It gets rid of almost all charm.
Yeah, we didn't play it enough. Like, playing Rez and then playing the entire Rez Infinity, so, like, I basically have the same experience side by side.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty... Like, someone who just plays Rez Infinite, they're not going to, like, think Rez is that good of a game. They're not going to, like, understand why Rez looks so cool, because... I would say the graphics are arguably worse. Like, we mentioned that, like, they basically follow the same design of the original game, but they update it. It doesn't
like
have that, like, blurry...
everything,
yeah. But I wouldn't...
We had mentioned that the aesthetic of the original Rez is almost like Vaporwave before Vaporwave was a thing. Like, it has a very specific style that, like, would be lost if it wasn't, you know, fuzzy, if it wasn't in those downscaled graphics and things like that. It's so timeless and specific to its time frame that I don't think that type of art could be done in any other era. Maybe like the early 2000s or something like that.
Or just where like a demo scene guy was like, check out my Dreamcast thing I spent 80 hours making in 2022. But
there's some cool ones. That guy's cool.
There really are. But the thing is, like, Rez is fun on PC, but I'm just... The thing that really scares me is that there's going to be many people who want to get into Rez as a series and buy the Steam port.
And they play that one first.
And then like that's their opinion on it, and it's going to make me sad.
I mean, my mentality on the whole Rez thing is, realistically, there's really no way for them to play old Rez without getting an emulator, without setting up a controller. It's kind of convoluted if you're not like ultra gamer guy. I just wish there was an easier way to play old school games in their old school glory, like in a modern way. You know what I mean?
I mean, emulators are the obvious answer to that, but like, not many. Like, even like, weirdly enough, Nintendo, for all the flack they get, is probably the most embracing of emulators as like a main platform. Yeah. Like, sure, Xbox One has like backwards compatibility with Xbox 360, but like, you're not seeing like PS1 games on like PS1 games native on a PS4 or PS5 right now, are you? I mean, like,
no, they're frequently like remakes or HD remasters and stuff like that.
No. I don't want a fucking HD remake. They all suck. Remember
you just want the original one.
Do you remember the Secret of Mana, like the Secret of Mana remake that everyone hated?
Terrible. Yeah.
And like, obviously,
but the original graphics were good.
They like, imagine if they made. I think they actually did this multiple times, but like Chrono Trigger with like modern art style. No one wants that. Chrono Trigger, you want to see that sprite. You want to see that juicy sprite action.
Yeah.
You want that nice
like when
SNES
when they upscale old games to look like nicer, more crisp and stuff. With the sprites on a modern screen. Like, that's something you could super appreciate. I'm wondering if Rez would be lost even if you went that far on it, though.
No, I honestly think that, like, part of it, like, Rez Infinite, like, it almost acts as an upscale, and, like, they look worse because you could clearly see everything in it.
They came out with Rez HD, didn't they?
Yeah, and that, like, also came with Luminous and Every Extend Extra Extreme, which is, like, that's a fucking Great combo.
I've never played Everman X, whatever it is.
It's fun. It's fun. It has some flaws, but it's one of my favorite games on that.
But I was going to mention, how does the graphics for Rez HD compare to like?
Honestly, no idea, and like I'm not going to bother with like 4 different versions of this game. So
I might just look at it to see what it looks like. So
yeah, Rez is good. I like weirdly enough like
Stan Rez. This is a Stan Rez podcast.
Yeah, everyone should follow Nintendo Suite and just like make like honestly, if Sony wants to expand their platform against Microsoft, just fucking make PS1 emulator on the PS5. Just make it so everyone wants to play PS1 games on their PS5. Have a PS2 emulator, just all the emulation.
I mean, I imagine at this point it's all just licensing issues that they can't just release every single old school game. I mean, you kind of wish they just would. Like, people would pay so much money for that shit.
Yeah.
But we live in a world where we're not allowed to, enjoy old things because of copyright, which is kind of stupid, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's sad. But speaking of sad, I got my can here.
Is that tomato juice or whatever?
Yeah.
Ugh, Clamato?
Yeah.
Bud Light tomato?
Yeah.
Is that really what it is? I look like a fucking Arizona iced tea. I had a Red Bull, which the peach Red Bull's fucking good.
I actually don't like it. I
really?
think so. There's something weird about the aftertaste of the peach.
I just like peach in general, so
no, but I love peach. Like peach is a great flavor, but like I feel like peach could be a little too overpowering, and I think it has too overpowering of an aftertaste. The best. Have you tried the winter flavor?
What is it just tastes like fucking dirt and water?
Yeah, it's just like snow. It may or may not contain piss.
I think that the flavored Red Bulls are quite good.
Yeah,
I still to this day hold that Red Bull is the best energy drink.
I agree with that.
Oh, I've had that one, the pomegranate. That was really good.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fucking good.
The weirdest thing to me is that
I like the watermelon one too.
The watermelon one's okay. My favorite is probably pomegranate, then red, then blue. So
yeah,
what even is red? Is that cherry?
I don't fucking know. It's red.
Yeah,
it's like
what's the point? Yeah. What's the point of knowing? The only reason you have to know what red flavor is if you have a scenario like Starburst where you either have fave reds or like the red versus pink. It's like, what's the difference? That's the only time it gets important. Otherwise, it's just like it's red. it's like blue. Is blue more important than red to know? Because like obviously there's blue raspberry and there's blueberry, and that's the only 2 you can have.
Nothing's ever blueberry though. It's always blue raspberry.
Yeah, but like you don't have to check.
Which I think is a superior flavor.
Yeah. Blue is good. There's never been a bad blue flavor. So like there's no point in checking what blue flavor is. It's blue.
Can you like I think there's a bad red flavor before there's a bad blue flavor.
Yeah, but even so, like red has also never missed. Isn't it crazy? Yep. Green definitely has misses because there's lime. You have to make sure it's not lime. Like Red Bull's a good example because their green is watermelon, and like green can be watermelon, but like you're trying to sip watermelon and you get lime, then that shit's fucked up.
I love watermelon, man. Like fresh ass watermelon.
I agree with that, as long as it's not like mealy. And honestly, I don't fuck with seeded watermelon. I'm done with it.
Yeah,
as a human being, I'm never getting a seedless or bust. But
so you're like,
that is kind of awe-inspiring, right? As humanity, we managed to make red and blue always good flavors.
Are there any other colors that are constantly like delicious?
No, there really aren't.
Purple could be if it wasn't sometimes medicine-y.
No, purple's grape, and grape is a polarizing flavor.
I love grape, man.
I love grape, but like artificial grape, you could be sick of artificial grape way more than you could be sick of blue.
Like, would you rather have the grape Gatorade or the blue Gatorade?
Blue, definitely. But the thing is, like, that's a weird scenario because there's so many blues. Like, there's like 7 blue Gatorades.
Like 30 blues.
Yeah, and they're all different. But the thing is, they all taste the same. Because honestly, if you get a blue Gatorade, you don't remember what the last blue Gatorade you tasted was. It's like, oh, I'm just getting did I get this blue Gatorade before? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because it's going to satisfy my blue itch.
You know, is it like, waterfall sun?
Yeah, is it Mountain Rush or is it Waterfall Splash? Like,
to be fair, the best Gatorade flavor is Riptide Rush.
I feel like that's
like the lavender purple see-through one.
As long as it has the name, as long as it has Rush or Mountain in it or both, that it's going to be good. Like
Rush
Mountain Breeze. Yeah, I don't know. Like literally,
Gatorade less is delicious. Though.
The less it describes a real flavor, the better it is. Right? Like if you have like Mountain Mountain Falls. Like I would be like, oh, give me Mountain Falls, man. That's gonna be delicious.
Give me Mountain Falls, but if it's like orange,
yeah, if it's orange, I'm like,
shit.
I don't know about that one. I'm not sure if I want to put that in my body.
What flavor's yellow? I guess it's lemon lime.
Yeah, it's lemon lime, and that's probably the best iteration of lemon or lime in existence. Is lemon lime Gatorade.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Or
when you are parched, you wake up, and I know that it's incredibly unhealthy to just have Gatorade when you wake up. But like hypothetically,
you ever just wake up? You ever just wake up like dehydrated as hell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you wake up
like,
and like you need fluid. You just woke up in the desert, and like for some reason you have a lemon lime Gatorade. You let that quench the back of your throat. Your dry throat.
Oh,
that's
supremely
that's great.
I mean, I'm drinking vitamin water right now. What I hate about people and vitamin water is like, that's not good for you. I'm like, okay, I like it.
I mean, like, I just wish they didn't call it vitamin water because, first of all, I feel like that would help both of our cases because then I would just be like, oh, they're not making a product that is completely misleading, and You wouldn't get those comments if they just called it like this is bad for you water. You'd be chilling.
Well, can it simultaneously have the good vitamins in it while simultaneously have like so much sugar that's essentially soda at the same time?
I guess it could.
So there you go. So I could be drinking soda. Imagine soda is like slightly worse. I
want high fructose water. Me too. That's what I want.
I suppose we have a little bit of a follow-up to the Blizzard 0.5 shit that we were talking about.
Lay it on me.
So Phil Spencer, leader of Xbox, Xbox overlord, he was in talks with Sony because they were afraid of, due to the acquisition of Blizzard, Activision, that, deals would fall through because, things like Call of Duty are huge to the PlayStation and an Xbox ecosystem. He actually tweeted out yesterday that they're going to honor all contracts. They want to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, which I think is huge. He even went out to say, like, Sony is an important part of our industry and we value their relationship. I think that's kind of cool. Also, I think a lot of people are jumping the gun on the subject. Like, this isn't something that's going to be completed until, like, mid to late 2023. So, I mean, after it goes through all the fucking regulatory shit, it could fall through for all we fucking know, but probably not, so.
The PS4 has sold, like, 150 million units or something insane. People thinking that they're going to just all of a sudden take away an entire massive platform for their software, they're insane. I mean, the thing is, like, also, they're not considered a monopoly, but the second they literally just, like, box out their main competitor from
ecosystems,
that's when you get, like, the FTC ringing their alarm bells. So, like, they're not going to be idiotic. Secondly, I think that this kind of shows that we were right from last episode, just due to the fact that we were like, yeah, they're not going to do that. We knew that they weren't going to do that. We just knew that, like, software and like being able to own the entire FPS market with Halo and Call of Duty is much more important than getting things off the PS4. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Long term, they don't care if they sell, like, if you sell 100 million products on a PS4, sure, they're not sold on an Xbox, but they're still making a shit ton of money. So they don't give a shit.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, and I think it's incredibly good PR for them to come out and say stuff like that. Like, Phil Spencer has just been nothing but good PR since this whole thing, which is, PR is everything in this space. If you can just come off as, like, not a piece of shit, you'll sell a lot more product that way and have a lot less people talking shit about you. So, I mean, realistically, can you think of many things like that people hate Microsoft for?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like
yeah.
What?
People hate Bill Gates because he's like Epstein Island motherfucker now. But besides that, like,
I mean, like gamer boys, like, and gamer girls.
Microsoft.com. Do you remember that? Microsoft?
No.
Some like 16-year-old made Mike ROWE soft.com and like they like sued him out the ass. Penis? No, his name was actually Mike Rowe in real life.
Wasn't there a guy named Mike Rowe that did a show on Discovery Channel?
Yeah, and there's something problematic with him.
It's just like him naked.
Yeah, microflaccid. .com.
No, Microsoft.
Well, soft and flat. Yeah, do you think I didn't get it when I made it flaccid?
I don't know. You weren't reacting.
Yeah, because we say some insane shit on this podcast, way worse than flaccid penis. But yeah, it was like some 16-year-old that like made fun of Microsoft and like they went like 70 lawyer on him and like they ended up like having to cancel the lawsuit and they gave him a free Xbox for his time. And like,
well,
but no,
cool. I would have been. He was like continually shitting his pants 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but no, what I'm trying to say is like Microsoft has a long history of being like a big bully to smaller companies. Like they definitely have been a monopoly in the OS space.
Here's the thing, though. How long ago was that?
All right, if I just go to
Because here's the thing about the internet. Internet forgets 3 days later. So if it's not in recent history, everyone's like, oh my God, they're so great.
They don't
That's
forget
all
when
that
someone
matters.
says something 10 years ago on Twitter. I'll say that much.
Well, that's different. In 10 years, they'll find out.
The latest controversy for Microsoft is some really generic shit about patent control. Asymmetric numerical.
Who cares about that nerd shit?
Before that, it was an Irish tax evasion case where they just basically moved all their assets to the Republic of Ireland to avoid taxes.
Like every other company in the universe.
And then also, do you remember literally last year they like doubled the price of Xbox Live and everyone was so pissed and they stopped doing it?
Yeah. But they stopped doing it, and everyone has forgotten about that.
Yeah, no.
Including
I'm
me.
just like I could keep going. All right, so again in 2020 they banned the word "gay" on the platform because of controversy, and yeah, that's probably not great.
Call of Duty was a thing, so I mean, makes sense.
I'm literally on a Wikipedia page called "Criticism of Microsoft," and it's like thousands of words long.
Here's the thing. I 100% agree, but like I said, the internet forgets in like 2 days. It's
2021
why, like,
Bing censorship of the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Like,
do you remember that?
God, that's no.
Yeah, if you search like
so here's the
Tiananmen
thing.
on
This actually
Bing, it doesn't
this
happen.
goes back to a lot of the shit we were always saying about content creators. Like the content creators that like publicly apologize, like that's like in the public eye forever. It's the people that just act like nothing's happening. 3 days later, the internet's forgotten and they can just go back to doing whatever the fuck they were doing. That's why no one should ever apologize for anything on the internet.
Dude, you sound like the guy from Smiling Friends, Yellow Man.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
a
know.
little bit.
Why is that?
That's like something he says. I don't know. He's talking about like Halloween costumes. Anyway, Microsoft not that great.
Episodes.
But I mean, if we're talking about things that are not that great,
Dude,
Bobby
I
Kotick.
would die for Microsoft.
Bobby Kotick, you have a little bit of vindication here. I didn't see that many articles at the time of us talking about it, like the next day. But things have come out since then.
I did, but I couldn't find the article in the moment.
Which means that you're a liar and a fake.
I'm sorry.
And
But
a cheat.
he is supposedly saying that he's stepping down. But at the same time, it doesn't matter because he's still going to walk away with like $400 million. So, I mean, oh no.
He already had $8 billion, though. So, like, it's not like the world was never going to see justice regardless. Even if he stepped down in disgrace as a Blizzard CEO with no Microsoft deal.
He's also on the board of directors of Coca-Cola. Like, if you notice in every interview he's done, he has like a can of Coke sitting there.
I have a can of Coke below the table, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
We're talking girth. But what I'm really talking about is that we've been right this entire time you're discussing with me. We've been
About
right
what?
this entire... Like, if you look back at our day after predictions, pretty much every single thing we've said has been the case. I'm not even... Pat ourselves on the back. That's a clap for myself.
Can you reach your own back? Like, go like this. Can you... I guess I kind of can. I have limited mobility. I'm old.
Geriatric ass podcast. What else is new?
Oh, literally my favorite news of the week. So, what does the Italian Parliament and Final Fantasy VII have to do or have in common?
I don't get. I don't really know Tifa. I know Antifa, but I don't have the same relationship with Tifa
shut the
that
fuck
other
up.
people have.
So, Italian Senate, they're having a Zoom meeting, and in the middle of the Zoom meeting, like hardcore ass, like Tifa getting railed in the ass hentai starts playing, like in the middle of it for like 24 seconds, like straight. Like
they
this
had
is a
like
real
no
thing that
reaction.
happened.
That's the weird part. Okay, I understand
boomers.
that like getting. So apparently they left their. The ironic thing is like the meeting was by like the chief information technology officer of the Italian government, and she left her Zoom credentials like in a Facebook post. And then, like, someone, took it into their own hands, and you could tell what happened next. It could have been way worse. Could have been...
Oh, absolutely. It could have been, like, scary type shit.
Yeah. But instead,
I think this is hilarious.
Instead, it was a bunch of old people not reacting to hardcore pornography on the screen, which is, it is what it is.
My favorite parts are, like, the memes that are coming out of it and stuff like that. Like,
I honestly, you're talking about things getting forgotten by the internet. I feel like I saw this for about 30 seconds, but, like, every single person in the world posted it, and, like, I haven't seen anything come out of it. I'm surprised,
I saw something
actually.
today. I should post on Twitter all day. I want to actually talk about this. Speaking of Twitter, you're like, all you do is post your Cash App tag and at Lush, and it's like, listen, I actually have this down. I made $410 off of giveaways for Cash App last year.
That's a decent amount, but
Yeah.
how many? What is that per hour? Like 2?
It's like 3 times a week just posting my Cash App tag somewhere.
Sounds like 80 hours a week.
That sounds like no difficulty, and probably I wish I could like have it go out without anyone that's following me seeing it.
No, I feel like you have to have a price to pay. If you're going to be begging for strangers or begging for money on the internet from strangers, you got to at least have a little shame, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't care.
You don't want to be entitled.
I don't care, but I care that the people who follow me might care and be like, "Who the fuck is this fucking piece of shit?" Fucking.
There are quite literally like people who feel like they're like people get pissed when they don't get Cash App from strangers online.
Oh,
it's like,
dude, people do get pissed. Like, oh, this person got it and I fucking didn't.
It's
I'm gonna get $1,000 one day. Just watch, and I'll be like,
when inflation goes up to the point where $1,000 is worth like $3 today, it's gonna be awesome.
What's your Solana worth right now?
Not good. The entire
like everything is fucked.
Yeah, 2022 is not. The thing is, money always goes up eventually. I spent my life savings. I spent my parents. So I really hope it doesn't go more down, because if so, we're finished. I've taken out...
As much as I hate it, NFTs are doing really well, but it is what it is.
My $400,000 ape.
Do you have one?
No. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Are you going to get an NFT profile photo?
No.
I had a bit going on earlier. I had my... pretended to have my AirPods in under my headphones, but when I took my headphones off, they fell out. Because mid-podcast, I was be like, oh, I wasn't listening to you. I was listening to music.
No, I mean, if we're talking about the AirPods bit, can we actually get into your chicken nugget fiasco?
Oh, there wasn't really a fiasco.
Fiasco. Just drama galore. No, Dana had, for some reason, like, he had like thousands of viewers for like his 12-minute stream where he ate the new vegan KFC nugs, and he had like his AirPods in for like half the time. Let's talk about this. So first of all, talk about the experience of being a mukbang Twitch streamer.
I mean, the popularity got to my head pretty quickly. I'm not even gonna have this bit like that makes me want to fucking video game myself. But real talk though, they were super mediocre. They weren't unedible. And I actually talked to my boss today. He's an older guy. He's like 60. He had them yesterday too, and he said the same exact thing as me. He's like, they weren't terrible, but it's like I'm never gonna eat them ever again in my life. This is the Beyond Chicken. They just look like chicken nuggets to me. They smell fucking terrible. They look like erasers covered in batter. That shit does not look good. Let's go. This is the most mid shit I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah, it's like a solid 4 out of 10. It's pretty terrible.
Do you think it is almost a conspiracy that KFC intentionally gave negative marketing to the nuggets for people to try them to see if they were really as bad as what they thought they were?
I think there's a percentage of that, yeah. Because, I mean, the pictures in marketing, they do not look good. They actually were and looked better in person than, like, the pictures make them look.
Because I feel like vegans are such, like, a captive market. It's like, if a vegan sees another like vegan fast food, because like vegans,
why would a
like,
vegan go to a KFC?
No,
Isn't that like against everything they believe in?
A lot of vegans, like, first of all, a lot of vegans have cravings for meat. They just like they have ethical reasons not to do it. But like, secondly, like vegans just
so
like
why get it from fucking KFC?
No,
it's like it's like
calm down. I know.
It seems
KFC,
pretty unethical.
I know KFC ethically bad, but at the same time, vegans, like everyone else, desire fast food. They desire the not wanting to eat out. They desire like on the way home being able to go to a restaurant and immediately get food.
I didn't get this double chin from nowhere. I love fucking fast food.
Yeah, and vegans like other people love fast food too. There aren't that many vegan options, so like every single vegan option at a fast food place, I feel like vegans literally have to try. It's like they are already so limited in what they could eat that unless they have such severe reservations about going to a KFC, which I mean, I guess, but at the same time, if you have reservations about eating anywhere that like has meat, you're going to have a really bad time as a vegan because like literally every single restaurant serves meat. Besides, like,
real talk though, I will say that like I was hating on the honey barbecue. I was like, who the fuck likes honey barbecue? That barbecue sauce is fucking killer. It was delicious. Like, that honey barbecue was so fucking good.
I mean, I agree with that, but the thing about KFC is, like, literally every single time I go there, they give me, like, an excessive amount of sauce. Like, I feel like somewhere...
They gave me one.
Somewhere in corporate KFC, I feel like they were like, you know what, McDonald's is kind of stingy with their sauce. Do the opposite. Like, I literally have gotten like 20 to 30 sauces before. They like literally give me a bag of sauces.
I don't understand that. Like, I'll be like, oh, can I get ketchup for my fries? And they gave me 7 ketchup packets for my fucking one small fry, and I'm like, I'm gonna use half this packet. Because I'm not a saucy person. Like, I will literally use like 1 packet of ketchup for like a large fry.
Yeah, I think their honey barbecue is good. I do genuinely think, because vegans already were going to try it, the negative ad campaign was for everyone else to try it. Because like no one that's not vegan is looking forward to vegan nuggets. Like, people are just curious if vegan nuggets suck as much as people are saying. So yeah, it's a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy. The moon landing didn't happen.
all vegan
KFC
all
landed on the
vegan
moon.
food sucks.
Is the moon vegan?
What? I mean, there's no meat in it. I guess technically the moon is vegan.
Vegan moon landing?
Is eating ass vegan?
No. The real question is, yeah, is eating an M&M vegan? Probably not, right? For multiple reasons. One, obviously the milk.
I'm pretty sure the fucking what's it called? The shell is made out of like pig toenails.
Well, you know where I'm trying to go with this, right?
Yeah, it's like the worst fucking thing to ever happen. It's so non-news that it's news. Like, that's how awful it is.
Well, I mean, let me just read a real headline from the Rolling Stone. Let me just read it. And I think you know what I'm gonna talk about, but
yeah.
Rolling Stone, let the green M&M be a nasty little slut.
They're like trying to diversify all the M&M like characters, I guess, because there's like lore behind them, and they are terribly like forced. There's like an anxious one for some reason.
The green M&M has spent decades building her brand as a horny, sexy bitch, and for what? Let her get blackout and suck dick in the bathroom at Acme on a Wednesday. That's what we want. That's what she wants. Okay?
Yeah. They like made her like super like prissy, you know, like she was a bad bitch before.
She was a savage.
Not.
Whatever the TikTok song is.
Yeah, dude. Megan the Stallion.
Are you Megan?
Green M&M. No.
Are you a big Megan nut?
A big Megan nut? Definitely not.
Dana the Stallion?
Dana the Stallion. That's my furry name.
Yeah, I mean, so wait, you're a big Pokemon fan, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to, like, did you play Sword and Shield? Did you play
I haven't.
Sword and Shield? Jesus.
I have not played a Pokemon game for probably 10 years.
So, I mean, to be fair, like, obviously Sword and Shield had flaws compared to some of the other mainline games, but I legitimately enjoyed them. And, like, the thing is, people weren't complaining about, like, them necessarily like being bad. They were complaining about them being mediocre when a game that sells that well shouldn't be as mediocre as it is. And like,
but the thing is like that because it sells so well, that's why it's mediocre, because people are going to buy it regardless.
Cycle, yeah,
it's Pokemon.
So this is further exacerbated by the newest game, Arceus or whatever.
I disagree for a couple of reasons, but I'll let you start off the topic.
Yeah. So there's been a very, very popular internet image where essentially they compare Oblivion 2006 to Pokemon Arceus 2021, and like the Pokemon Arceus one is like it looks like the textures repeat every like 6 pixels, and it looks like absolute dog shit, like what's it called, Unreal Engine, just like generic templates. And like Oblivion 2006 looks so beautiful, obviously photoshopped Oblivion 2006 with like mods on a PC.
Yeah, so here's 2 things on the subject matter. For one, they're just looking at the most generic shit like off in the background. Of course, it's going to have horrible textures. 2, like you said, Oblivion is going to have like mods with every screenshot they use to make it look like upscaled, 1080p fucking whatever in your asshole. There's a slew of fucking examples of like modern games made with like the last like year with just as bad textures if you really get down to it. How many bad textures, if you look in a corner of, Cyberpunk, are fucking terrible?
Cyberpunk is the worst example I've ever heard in my life. People were upset about Cyberpunk, but yeah,
exactly.
Like, I'm sure if you look in Breath of the Wild and like look into a cave like 400 feet away in game, it's not going to look great.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing about Pokemon Arceus. I pre-ordered it. I plan on playing this. This will be the first Pokemon game I'm playing in years, and more than likely what this actually is an experiment to see if this type of gameplay works before they start putting lots of money into this type of gameplay? Because my understanding is it's supposed to be experimenting with like fully open world new type of gameplay versus like segmented routes and things like that. I'm excited for it. I'm not going into the whole narrative the internet seems to fucking have right now.
I mean,
and
it's not
I'm
the
going
entire
to go
internet.
into it as blind as possible. It's come on, it's a lot.
Well,
of the internet.
okay, I guess
They like to shitpost.
it is the entire internet, but Famitsu, which is like the main Japanese reviewer, gave the game very, very high praise. However, they give a lot of weird scores. Like I know they gave Balan Wonderworld a 30 out of 40, which is like a 75%. It's like Balan Wonderworld getting a 7.5 is a bit high, but at the same time, I don't know.
It's
like
not made for you.
It's made for fucking Chris Chan. That's like the target audience. But like, am I?
You're wearing a fucking Minion hoodie.
Yeah, I have no
but
words.
at the same time, my entire background is worse than your Minion hoodie. So
I bet the game is gonna be fun. I bet the game's gonna be fun. I bet the game's not gonna look as good as some other AAA titles that. But the thing is, like at the end of the day, there's two comparisons. You could probably compare it to like a AAA title like Anthem, which Anthem had amazing graphics, but like the game was so mediocre that it got 6s out of 10s.
yeah,
I bet the gameplay is going to be a bit better because it's literally just Pokemon, and then it's going to not look that great. It's going to get like 7s to 8s. That's it.
but I mean, like realistically, I mean, granted, there are a couple Switch games that look pretty good. Like Nintendo in general hasn't been like on the extreme cutting edge of graphics, like really ever.
It's gonna be crazy though, because like if we're talking about graphics, I can't believe that time flies so fast. I saw on the internet, I forget where, but like a reviewer, because they come out in a month, someone had a Steam Deck, a Steam Deck. Steam, what's it
Yeah,
called?
I actually saw someone with that.
And like I was like, because like it looked obviously it's a handheld system, but like
I saw the picture of it. They were playing something. I forgot what it was.
I thought it was like Rayman Legends or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Monkey Ball? But no, because that's.
I think they were playing God of War.
Yeah. I think they were playing God of War.
But like it was like it wasn't just like a doctored picture for like an article or something like that. It was like a true photo of like someone like holding it and playing it, and
at the same time,
it looked super cool.
It looked cool, but it also looked fake. I bet honestly, like I'm a little bit more cynical in that like it probably was a real photo taken on a real iPhone, but it was like completely staged, and that they wanted to make it look in the best possible light because it's literally the first photo that's quote unquote organically seen of the product. But it's still so weird that like that and like the Analog Pocket, like these are products that people have been talking about for years, and like they finally actually exist, and like it's I don't know,
it feels weird, right?
It feels weird, but at the same time, the level of hype that existed for the Switch versus what's existing for the Steam Deck, people were talking about when the initial Steam Deck announcement came out that like Steam Deck is finally the competition that Switch needed in order to, and I do agree that it is actually.
Why is it a competition for the Switch though? I feel like the Switch is in a completely different space.
It totally is though, because like yes, the Steam Deck is technically more mobile than a Switch, but
there's no one buying a Switch exclusively for the Switch marketplace to play indie games. I mean, maybe there's a couple. But I would
God of War is
that
not an indie
game. Let me just go to my point, though. Most people are buying Switch for exclusively first-party products, versus a lot of the reason you're going to be having Steam is to play games that are on Steam, which are majorly like indie games. Like God of War is a bad example because that's on like multiple platforms, stuff like that. But I feel like they're entirely different spaces. Like, one's like
I 100% don't think that like the space that they both occupy obviously is the handheld market, but it's not just it's essentially console game. Essentially like fully fleshed out PC AAA games for the handheld market. Like because obviously like,
but I don't think Switch is that though.
The Switch totally is that, and that. Okay,
Switch is like Nintendo featuring like games that are also on console.
Yeah, but there was an obvious difference between a 3DS
PC
game
titles.
and a Wii U game, even though like technically they were around the same time. Like
yeah, I'm just saying like I see Switch as more of like a console, like a system, versus like Steam is like just it's like a portable PC. Like
but the thing is they both are occupying the same space as a person who wants to play games in bed, but they don't want to play a shitty like Lemmings GBA port, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, I think someone will buy a Switch to play Switch games versus Steam Deck is like.
Sorry, man. I think it's pretty diluted if you don't think that Steam Deck is going to occupy the same space as the Switch. But what I'm trying to say is like I think we just disagree on this. I understand what you're saying, that like people are getting a Switch specifically for Nintendo products. However, like they both occupy the same space, and that they want extremely well produced, high budget games in a portable setting. I think actually the Switch has a little bit more, because the Steam Deck, can you hook it up to HDMI and hook it up to a TV? I actually don't know.
I mean, like, I guess the difference with the Steam Deck is you could probably hack the shit out of it and do a bunch of crazy things to get other things working, but
what I'm trying to say is that,
out.
like, people were advertising this as the the Switch killer, but, like, at the same time, like, the amount of hype day
Killing
before the Switch released versus, like, now, I feel like people are like, wait, the Steam Deck's coming out? Like, really? Like, it's so weird.
That's how I feel about it.
Like,
it's like the Ouya or, like, all those other random ass systems that came out, like the Stadia.
And I'm not going to say the Steam Deck, because like if the Steam Deck does what it says it does, and like people are saying that like it pretty much is satisfying the promises of the initial like announcement, except maybe they're saying that the battery life isn't as good as they announced, but the product doing what it said it does,
I think it sounds cool.
I think that's a great product. It's not like the Steam box or whatever, where like it completely flopped.
which was pretty terrible, which turned into like the Steam Big Picture, I believe.
Yeah, I do genuinely think that there's going to be a very dedicated fan base to the Steam Deck, but like it's so surprising.
I personally want one.
Yeah, you said you were going to get like the $700 one when they first came out.
No, I wish.
Yeah,
but like, can you like think of how many games that we play on PC? Like, how dope would it be to play like on a Steam Deck? Because obviously they're not like on Switch or something like that. Because this seems like the problem with Switch is a lot of games run at like 20 or 30 FPS. Like this seems more like a true like PC compatible type thing where a lot of like AAA games will actually run well, and it's like almost a limitless inventory or library of games. Obviously there are ones that aren't compatible, but
that's really primarily it. I think that like there's an issue in that like, emulators are amazing. Emulators, you could play any game that ever came for a system, but there's something different about playing a game that's optimized for a certain level of play versus like playing something that like is literally like, yeah, you could play a PS1 game on your phone, but it's not going to be fun because it's like not meant for a phone. And in the same regard, you could play a lot of the games on the Steam Deck that are on Steam, but like it's going to be a different experience. Like there's honestly, me playing a game on console, I want to play the console version. Like, I understand that the console version might have some concessions versus the PC, but at least, like, you know that they tailored the experience for console, and I feel like that's where the Steam Deck is going to kind of be iffy.
Well, I feel like any type of game you'd want to play with a controller anyways is probably going to be really good on the Steam Deck. Like, for example, we played Ori and the Blind Forest. It's probably going to be really fun on the Steam Deck.
More like Snorri and the Blind Porridge.
You feel good about that one?
No, I don't.
I could probably do better. I was saying Hori and the kind whore bitch. Fuck, I'm sad now.
Beautiful. Yeah, we can't talk about this anymore. We're done. What else is new?
I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at appliances. We were talking about like different things like the Steam Deck and what. Do you know they make desktop fucking dishwashers? Like if I would have known that, I would have bought that shit within like the first week of me buying an apartment.
I heard they're not that good, but I also have a dishwasher because I'm not a fucking poor bitch. Like you.
That is like one thing I learned about apartments. I will never have an apartment without a dishwasher ever fucking again.
It sounded so mean. Oh my god.
It's good. My name is literally Dana. You can't really say much to hurt me.
I have a friend named Madison who's a guy. It happens.
Is he a pussy?
No. Oh my god. Someone's lashing out. Been called a girl's name too many times. You want to take it out on someone else, don't you? Jesus.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of a Madison. Just have like all the dudes with girl names fight each other.
I want the Dana versus Leslie match of the century. Just like repressed anger coming out.
Going down.
Amazing.
I will start crying immediately. What would you do if you got into a fight? Like, would you actually fight someone, or would you like not?
No, I would probably just be really confused. Like the last fight I got, and I think I told you about this, and it wasn't my fault, but at the same time, it was me being an idiot when I wasn't. So I had some friends who were. This is in college. I had some friends who were punk associates. So like they were not punks, but like they had a lot of friends who were punks, and like I guess like the anarchist crowd. Mao would approve, I guess. But like. I don't know. I was just chilling with my friend and I was really drunk, and like I feel like we were talking about the fact that like I was like, oh, I just like got a bunch of credit cards, and I'm like, these credit cards, man, they're crazy. I got Chase Bank. I love Chase Bank. And, like, I didn't realize it, but, like, I was next to this punk guy, and I'm basically saying how much I love banks. Look, I love banks. And, like, he shoved me to the ground. I'm like, what? I was, like, obviously drunk, and I had literally no idea what was happening. And, like, they sent him home because, like, he was the aggressor. But, like, yeah, telling a bunch of...
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You're like, man, I love banks, bro. Like, fucking around, and they push you to the ground. That's not even a fight. That's just him being a dickhead.
Yeah, he was being a dick, but at the same, like, it wasn't like me being like, I was just, like, unironically proclaiming my love for banks in front of, like, an anarchist punk, and he was not
that sounds
taking
like
that.
a very Sam thing to do.
Yeah, I was pretty oblivious to my surroundings, but yeah, that was the last time I was in a fight. It was probably like 8 years ago, and it is what it is.
I was in a fight once in high school. I think I've said this story before. I was in the demo division, which means that when you're a freshman a second time because you didn't graduate to being a sophomore. So I was a second-year freshman. So that was just because I didn't do homework. But I did quite well in a lot of my tests and stuff. But so my division was filled with a lot of quote-unquote delinquent kids.
Stop on my knob, like corn on the cob. Check in with me and do your job.
What?
Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob.
Why are you saying a slob on the knob?
Check in with me and do your job. Lucy is my name. Sex is my game.
Why are you singing?
Let's run the train.
Are you listening to music?
No, I'm not. You said homework, and that made me think dome work, and that's a different Juicy J song, so I had to go back.
Yeah, so we used to watch movies and fucking, like, for like the 15 minutes, and we were watching Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I was, like, in front of it, and these kids kept hitting me in the back of my head with fucking notebooks. And
were they doing it to the beat, like, bum, 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 bum?
No, they were just like, it was like 8 kids. They would like do it and I would turn around and then they would turn around. So then like the one kid that everybody fucking hated, literally like everybody in the school hated this fucking kid. Like I told myself like, man, the next person that does it, I'm just gonna go crazy on. Like I'm like, you know, that kid that's just like fucking lost it. Like nothing to lose. I turn around after somebody hits me and I'm like, did he do it? And everyone says, yeah, it was him. I jump over a fucking table and just start pounding him in the face. Over and over
Jesus.
and over and over and over. Like there's blood.
Was it like that
nose.
Meme with Spider-Man and that one person that
I don't know what that means.
You know what I'm talking about?
I started crying as I did it.
I don't want to do this as you're just pummeling his face in.
I was just full of emotion, man. It turned out he didn't actually do it. Everyone just said he did. I said I felt bad. I didn't get into any trouble, and then I just went to my next class. I don't know what happened to him, but fuck that guy.
Not even pulled out of school for the day. It's just
like I jumped over a table at this kid.
You answered with violence and went on with your day.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I said I felt bad.
You're gonna answer with violence one day to me after I interrupt your story like 4 times by singing "Slob on My Knob." But I just had to do it.
That's the only fight I've ever been in, I think. Have we been in any other fights?
We get in a fight.
I figure if I ever like got into a fight as an adult, I would like just rip off all my clothes and just get naked. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna hit me?
I feel like if I had to get in a fight as an adult, I would just not, because like there's so many insane people that just like have guns or like honestly, the people who are getting into fights after like age 30 are just mentally unstable individuals that I don't want to deal with ever.
I mean, I'm in the realm of thinking if you ever like decision making past 20 requires violence, I just think like you're not a good person. You're probably very, very fucking stupid.
There's like slight nuance to that, but pretty much like.
Well, but yeah, I mean, like I guess, but like people are like, oh, you looking at my girl, bro? You disrespect me, bro? Like,
you don't follow the G code?
No, I do not follow the G code. You fucking fuck.
That's where you're wrong. Like you gotta follow the G code. That's where you're wrong.
Well, you need to follow the fucking.
I read
D-code.
Gucci Mane's book, and Gucci Mane specifically said his decisions were driven by the code of his environment and
of the the Gucci code.
Sure, he
what's
later,
my fucking environment? My apartment. Like I never fucking leave.
Sure, Gucci Mane says basically his code of life led him to a very dark path of drugs, violence, and like almost going to prison for life. But if you discount what he actually says and then objectively look, he made lemonade. And I want to make my own lemonade.
The best beat. Do you have to pee?
No iced tea, just lemonade. But are you sitting down? I'm sitting down.
I sit down when I pee sometimes.
Don't let YouTube comments know that They're already calling you like incel virgin for defending a woman
man,
on the internet.
Fuck YouTube comments, man. I sit down when I pee. Go fucking die.
Can we talk about this? I know that like this is like the most whiny shit because like we finally had a couple big breaks on YouTube.
I love how you feel about it. It's so funny to me.
Like we get YouTube as a platform is just like, imagine if a platform tried to pitch at you like, we're going to allow you to host our content, but every single comment you get is going to be kill yourself. And it's like, okay, like I guess it's $1 billion idea. I guess that's $1 billion. The YouTube experience for us is like us genuinely putting content out there, and then 90% of the people back, like literally we had a comment that said, you should give up. I don't not, you need to give up. It was like
he had to like go out, and you even responded to him, and he's like, nope, you should just give up.
Yeah, just give up. Like he was very upset that we existed, and like his idea was that your existence is like making my life worse. Give up. So that's the YouTube experience.
But take it more like you're affecting someone so much.
Yeah, that's the thing. He said stop making content, give up, and I was like, never. Like this fuels me. I want to create content more because this person told me to give up. But what I'm trying to actually get at is like, I just imagine a person telling another human being to give up after like accidentally watching a video on YouTube. And like, that is hilarious to me. It's just like the amount of effort this person gets, like, cause obviously it's not like
we were literally 13 once and doing the same thing, but like a lot like more slurtastic.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I like the idea of like, it's not like they sucked. It's not like they did a seeking out of this content and then found it and then it wasn't what they looked for and then got upset. It's like obviously an algorithm pushed content that wasn't necessarily vibing with their well-being. And like instead of being like,
to be fair, 98 or 99% of the comments are like telling me that I should kill myself, but
yeah, well, you do have a dictator in your background, and people have definitely there's no plausible deniability at this point. You could cover it up with the shrimp flag. I know you have the shrimp flag, and maybe you will, but who knows?
I'm gonna get a Mao flag.
Just double down.
2022. I want responses to this video. Do you think I should keep or remove the Mao? I want to hear what the people say.
Yeah. So,
do you like how my collar's popped? Like, I just realized it was probably like this for many hours at work, and I didn't realize because I'm wearing a collared sweater as well.
I wore my Minion sweater out tonight, and I got roasted for wearing Minions. I forgot that. Like,
wait, what? What happened?
Well, no, it was just people be like, "Are you wearing just Minions?" I forgot that like the meme doesn't translate with people you don't really know that well. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I'm just unironically to these people wearing Minions.
Who are the people?
Just some people from the college I'm going to.
Just like random ass people. There's like, why are you wearing a Minion hoodie?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I'm like 27. Like, I should probably like do a little bit of self-reflection, but
no, fuck that, Sam. You're living your best life, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You want to see what I spent money on today? Because I got it every single time.
Yeah.
So, I went to Lush because
you're fucking a 14-year-old girl. Like, you make like every other tweet is either Cash App or Lush. It's.
Dude, I love fucking taking baths, man. It's my favorite.
How much do you spend on bath bombs a month?
Oil? Dude, this shit's so expensive. It's
like $7 a pop, right?
Yeah. I got this one. It's shaped like a lemon. They didn't have my favorite one anymore.
The thing that's like fucked up is like they're against animal testing. Like, you want the pig in the bath to have a bomb ass bath, and like you're. Just because of some stupid animal testing laws, that pig can't have a bomb-ass lemon bath.
Dude, yeah, like, imagine, like you're, like, giving, like, a pig, like, an enjoyable bath. Like, no, you're not allowed. You have to suffer.
Yeah. Never mind, like, the poison flavor. That's the one that doesn't make.
Well, I mean, I think it's more of a matter, like, you always see like how they test on animals. They like inject shampoo into their pupils.
It's a matter of it's $7 a pop. They're like, we're not. This pig doesn't deserve that.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Well, like when you go in there though, they like have like so many free samples. So like I'm like, oh, what's the difference between a bath bomb and a bubble bar? And they're like, oh, let me show you. And they bring out like 3, and they're like, hey, just destroy it. This is like $30 worth of stuff. I'm like, Can I just have this instead?
Yeah, there's people who are against animal testing, but you don't really hear that many people have a pro animal testing stance. But like that's basically society.
I feel like we have like a good reason. Like we just want like that pig or like monkey to have like a bomb ass bath. Like
yeah, but like you
what
gotta
is like testing like bacon, like eating like delicious like food. I bet a dog would love that.
yeah, but you don't want a pig to eat the bacon. That'd be kind of fucked
No,
up.
well, I mean, I don't think the pig cares. I think pigs eat other pigs. I got a Goldie Roger statue.
From far away, that definitely looked like a Boa Hancock like boob statue.
I have a Boa Hancock. It's in my storage though.
It's a little too unclean to be shown on stream. I know how it is.
I got a Busty Nami.
Not safe for podcast.
It's safe for podcast.
Yeah, well, not after what you do to it in a couple hours from now.
Oh yeah, and I got a Cliff Bar.
You gotta put that in your shrine back there.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you should get like that. That's like the next step. Like Cliff Bar makes a figurine, like a plastic Cliff Bar. You can just put on your wall. They're pretty dope.
I actually love Cliff Bars. Speaking of things on my wall, I got that shrimp flag, but it's way too fucking big. Like, as when I saw the picture, I'm like, oh, this looks like a regular flag, but it's like, here, let me actually show you. Like, this is. This thing is fucking like.
Dude, shout out shrimp. Shout out wearing shirts that are a little too small, man. You gotta. This is really about to be not safe for work. God fucking damn it. We can't show this anymore. Dana, come back.
What?
We legitimately can't show that because your ass was out, like a huge plumber crack style, that entire time. Are you serious? No.
Just blur it.